Okay. I'm going to try and make this as short as I can, but I don't know if it will be. We're going to find out together. I have to get this off my chest right now because I want as little to do with this person in my mind on a daily basis from now on as possible. Now, I'm sure you've heard me mention Naya a couple times. First video on this channel is about him, after all. I have said for quite some time that Naya threw the biggest temper tantrum I've ever seen in an online video game over the smallest deal. Well, I have to rescind that statement now, because unfortunately, Suspiria is the biggest diaper baby I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm genuinely shocked that he is somehow 50 years old and has the brain of a 5-year-old. The emotional maturity of a slug. And the social skills of a rock. I've known him for over 20 years. But there is an old Korean adage that I'm quite fond of that says 10 years is enough time to change even mountains and rivers. 20 years was enough time to turn Suspiria from a cool, wise person into a churlish diaper baby who only knows how to cry 24 hours a day about literally everything. I showed our final conversation, me and Suspiria's final conversation. I showed it to a couple people. I didn't want to do the he said, she said, blah, blah, blah thing. So I just screen shared with some people and scrolled through the whole conversation, showed it to a bunch of people. I said nothing beforehand either. I was like, I want you to read something. I'm not going to tell you what it is. Just read it. You tell me what you think. I will not say anything. I will not sway your opinion. Just read it. The reactions from that conversation log were, this guy is acting like you had sex with his wife. That is the kind of egregiousness that I was confronted with for having the audacity to give a link pearl to one of my friends, of which I am the Linkshell holder of Solaris, that I didn't want to be. That I asked everyone months ago who wants to buy the Linkshell, because I don't. No one else wanted to do it, and it was put on me. I was essentially forced into this situation of being the person who runs this Linkshell. Okay, well, I'm gonna give a pearl to this person. Oh no, that's the end of the world, because I didn't consult with Ogami first, except that I did 4 days prior. I even sent him screenshots of the conversation that I had with him. I talked to him first before anybody else, and he just refused to acknowledge that we had a conversation at all and continued to say, well, no one asked me. And it's like, okay, first of all, it's not a no one, because it's just me. I am in charge. I would be the only person who would ask other people. And by the way, I am in charge. I don't need other people's permission. If you don't like it, you can leave. I run things as fairly as possible. I try to be as forgiving as I can. Such to the point, of course, I tell people these days that, yeah, I make fun of the stupid crap Naya did back then. I also talk about how I think it's cool that he could code PlayStation 2 games, and he's able to educate people on how it worked. Like, I don't understand coding at all, and he was able to even teach me, like, how to code, like, for example, in Final Fantasy X, right? Let's just say Final Fantasy X on PS2. If you cast, like, the fire spell, like, it code-wise, the game is going to be telling the system, hey, you know this one part when the battle system started and I asked you to cache these, like, graphical effects over here? Well, I need you to give me the fire magic animation. It's a callback. It's a graphic callback. And for most consoles ever, it's a simple process of load the battle system, load all these graphical animations and all these effects, and then when they are needed, when something's being done, ask for the graphic or the sound effect or the animation for the polygon model. On the PlayStation 2, it's kind of like going to the DMV. You got to go to about 6 different windows until you get what you want or what you need. But Neo was able to explain how that worked to everyone in the Linkshell, and, you know, I thought that was really cool. I thought that was a very impressive thing, you know. Just because he can't play Final Fantasy XI and because he sucks at this game doesn't mean I hate him as a person. I've never said that. I think his actions in the game were obnoxious, but that's about the extent of it. I mean, he's not a freaking, you know, Ganondorf over here actually harming people. He's just kind of a silly narp. But, you know, what is all this about? Check it. We've been doing Bcnms for a little while, right? And back when ACO helped me get N Light, when we was doing those runs, let me see, it was, I got a Nemesis earring, and ACO got N Light, and Aliana got an N Light and a Nemesis earring, and Ogami didn't really get very much at all. I wanted things to be balanced out a little bit, so I gave my Nemesis earring to ACO. Aliana finds out about that, and he decides, oh, well, I want Suspiria to feel, to have gotten something out of these BCMs at least. I'm going to give him my Nemesis earring so he can sell it and at least get something out of it. I mean, I got an N Light. I can at least give him something so he gets something, you know? That happened quite some time ago. And in the last month or so, we had been spamming under observation for Peacock Amulet. And me, Aliana, and ACO were all using our orbs and our seals specifically to let Suspiria lot on a Peacock Amulet if it dropped from our orb. That's the gist of what you need to know. Now, of course, Suspiria would claim, I told people they didn't have to use their orbs, but at the same time, he was also massively bitching and whining like an incessant non-stop diaper baby that he is, that if I'm the only one using orbs, it'll take so long for me to use an orb and go back to Juno and come back here again. It would be faster if we just use multiple orbs. And it's like, yeah, we know, that's why we're willing to use our orbs, but he was, I guess he's under the impression that because even though he said, you guys don't have to use your orbs, despite immediately contradicting his own statement right after he said that, other people using their seals and orbs means absolutely nothing to him, and he has zero gratitude for it. And he doesn't have to have any gratitude for it, because he told us not to use our orbs. And then kind of immediately said to right afterwards. I think he might be schizophrenic. I'm not even sure anymore at this point. I actually have realized I don't know who he is anymore. And even my own mom, who, she watched me play Final Fantasy XI for the entire time I used to play retail back in the day. And yeah, I am living with my mom, with my wife, because I'm looking out for my mom now that my dad is dead. If you're trying to judge me based on some American notion that I should be living on my own at this age, guess what? Go fuck yourself, you piece of fucking shit. I don't give a fuck what you fucking think. Don't fucking tell me what I need to fucking do with my fucking life. I love my fucking mom way more than I will love most of you. Don't ever try to judge me for looking out for my mom. And so, a couple days ago, ACO's talking about BCNM drops. Suspiria mentions, oh, yeah, well, no one's got shittier luck than me when it comes to BCNMs, even though he has only done Enlight a few times and done a couple Peacock amulets here on the server. He really hasn't done all that much, but that's, I guess, enough of a pool of data to say that, oh, my drops are always bad, everything sucks. And it's like, you know, you have a Peacock amulet, right? And you're still complaining. You have a Peacock amulet and you are still filling your diaper. For real, dude. Literally, nothing is good enough for him anymore. I don't know what happened, but I showed my mom that conversation, showed her the entire DM log from Discord, and her reaction from it was, this isn't the same person that you used to know. He has changed. He's despicable at this point. I'm surprised you even still talk to him this long. I was like, yeah, you know, I was just making excuses for him, basically. It's like, oh, yeah, your marriage is ending. Wonder why. Man, you can't even keep friends on the internet. How do you expect to keep a wife? What a shock. Complaining about, oh, I have to take care of my grandson now because my granddaughter's too inept to do it on her own. I'm sorry, his daughter, incessantly complaining about his own daughter all the freaking time. And it's like, oh yeah, gee, I wonder who raised her. I wonder whose fault it is that your daughter actually threatened to get your ass kicked. She's, and all this other crap, dude. It's like, it baffles me that anyone could actually say, I hate my daughter, she's a piece of shit. And it's like, yeah, good job raising her, dude. Like, whose fault is that? Maybe if you could actually have, you know, one wife instead of accepting the fact that, oh, well, I'll get divorced every 10 years and that's just normal. Like, wow, dude, what the actual hell is wrong with you? Like, damn, you're such a petulant freaking child. You're so absolutely lacking control of your emotions that you went and destroyed a dining room table chair. Oh my gosh, dude. Grow up. Damn. I know you still listen to all the hip hop and everything, you know, back from the Stone Age and all that, but it's time to grow up. My gosh. So Eliana feels a bit upset about this, you know. It's like, okay, so we've gone out of our way, you know. Eliana was down to 4 seals. He killed his seal resources completely trying to help him get a Peacock amulet. And he's like, dude, you know, maybe you should be a little happier about the stuff you do have instead of complaining about the stuff you don't have. And you know, he's like, you know, and it's like, yeah, dude, that's why we help each other out. If one of us gets like a bum orb, then one of us can be like, hey, you can have one of the items from my thing, so we all kind of get roughly the same amount of gil. And Suspiria's reaction was, I don't give a shit about that stupid fucking earring. I didn't ask for it, and I didn't fucking want it either. And it's like, okay, so you're complaining about not getting anything, but then when someone tries to give you something to make up for the deficiency, you complain about that too. Really, dude? And then he starts going into the whole, don't fucking lecture me. It's like, it's not a lecture, dude. It's suggesting that maybe your life wouldn't fucking suck so freaking much if you learned how to be positive for one goddamn second out of the year. But you're incapable of that for some unbelievable reason. So, Ryan doesn't feel like putting up with that. I'll be completely honest, I was actually this close from just kicking Suspiria out of the Linkshell and Discord at that very moment, because I was like, you know what, dude? I'm getting real tired of your incessant, nonstop negativity. You're literally bringing everyone around here down. ACO's been sending me DMs for the last couple months asking, like, why are you so negative all the time? To the point that he didn't know if he wanted to hang around us anymore, because it meant having to hang around Suspiria, who is a nonstop, incessant, dark vortex black hole of nonstop negativity. Forever. This dude could win the fucking lottery and he'd still find something to complain about. And for the last couple months, we were all trying to cut him some slack, right? Marriage is falling apart. I have to take care of my kids, so I'm not going to have free time to do all my stuff no more. Now I have to raise this kid. And then after 2 months, when someone else is now going to take the kid that he pretty much did nothing but complain about nonstop the entire time, now that someone's is going to take the kid, now he's complaining that he's not going to have the kid anymore. So it's the end of the world if I'm going to have this kid. And also the world is ending when I don't have this kid. It is always bitching forever. Nothing is ever good. And that is why I started talking to him on Messenger, not in Discord DMs. I don't know why I went to Messenger. I felt like maybe I should take it to a different place. Maybe the emotions will feel different if we're not talking on Discord, where things are a little hot right now. So that's what I was thinking anyway. And that is when Suspiria says he'll come back in a couple days to hash it out, or he won't. That's on him. That is the thing he said that I screenshotted and posted in our Discord DMs that he refused to acknowledge that he said. And so I told him, I was like, bro, you told me when he comes back to hash out in a couple days, then, whatever. But now you're telling me you refuse to talk to him. As soon as as soon as he sees the Aliana is back in our Discord, he starts going off on me in DMs. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, like, bro, I am surrounded by fucking fires right now, and my house might burn down. And this is what's most important to you right now, is to start bitching that I gave a pearl to my friend that you were being a dick to. Really? How are you 50 years old? Oh no, I can't afford $1,000 a month for child services and all that. But, yeah, I would just go drive around my $80,000 car. Oh, I can't afford baby formula. Let me go spend $900 on this rare PlayStation 2 game. Really? Really? Unbelievable. Literally, just unbelievable. I think I see why now people like Chance and Fate only end up playing games with him for a couple days and then stop completely. I think it's because they remember how completely unfun it has become in modern days to try and do anything with Suspiria, unfortunately. I'm really not sad or upset about any of this. In point of fact, I'm really just shocked and disappointed. And again, I have known this person for 20 years, maybe a little bit more. The very same person who told me one day that I, next to Riston and Grim Reaper, and because of the silly, goofy things we used to do on Final Fantasy XI, we were the reason that Suspiria did not commit suicide when he was feeling suicidal for many years in a row. And yet, he feels the need to start harping on raging and exploding on me for seeking peace and forgiveness, and for insisting that vitriolic hate-spewing nonsense is not the answer. He decided that our friendship is over. Which didn't really mean anything to me, because half an hour before he said that, I was already done with him. So, that's where we're at right now, unfortunately. And one last thing I'm going to add on to this is that I'm actually more motivated to play Final Fantasy XI than ever now. I have realized that in my last video I said I wasn't sure if I want to keep playing or not. Yeah. I know why I didn't want to play anymore. I didn't want to deal with Suspiria's nonstop negativity anymore. And now I don't have to. So I'll probably play more than ever now at this point. Like I said last time, do your best to be good to people. Do your best to be nice and patient and kind with people as often as you can, as long as you can. Because eventually you will lose your patience. And if so, it's probably justified. Have a good one, y'all. God bless.